No filter, no fear, and no feelings. Half our brain is saying be loving and nurturing. The other half is saying them, punch him in the face.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of The Dave Show. I'm so glad you could be here and spend some time with me. I think we've got a good show planned. We've got just a little bit of news and nuts to get through, and then we're going to jump into the liberal pool of madness. So get ready. Let's do it. News and nuts. News and nuts. Hey, it's news and nuts. President Trump has hit, I believe today, his first 100 days officially. He's done some great things, but above all, he's been saving lives, as Tom Homan will attest to in the next clip. Take a look.
This is unprecedented success. The border secure. President Trump saving lives. President Trump has proven no one does it better than President Trump. There is no equal, it's not even close. This is a border emergency until we end it, end all of it. You can argue against us all you want and protest all you want, but when you cross that line, and I've said this 1,000 times, when you cross that line to impediment or knowingly harboring, concealing an illegal alien device, you will be prosecuted, judge or not.
One of the latest messages from the hive mind for the libs is that apparently Wisconsin judges, or judges in general, are above the law. And of course, yeah, you guessed it, this is a constitutional crisis. As is everything that President Trump does. People are unbelievable. Take a look.
This is all a clown show.
Wants to be king. A king doesn't have a constitution. A king just does whatever he wants. This is a constitutional crisis.
It strikes me as maybe something illegal, but it also strikes me as something heroic. People are sometimes called to do civil disobedience.
Arresting a judge today. Are you kidding me? That is a sign of weakness, not strength.
The White House has decided to put posters and mugshots of some of the top 100 or so illegals that they've captured in, I guess, celebration of President Trump's 100 days in office. But I think it's a really cool idea to have their picture and what they did. And it's basically a perp walk now for these people every time anybody comes up to the White House. I think it's genius, but of course there are some on the left that think it should be, those faces should be blurred out. So Jesse Waters has a good take on that. So let's take a look.
We're just on a roll.
Sure, let's keep it going.
This roll going. Can you keep the roll going?
I just love that Trump put these signs on the lawn. Only a president who watches cable news all day could come up with a stunt like that. He's like, you know what? You wanted to see my mugshot? Well, here's Jose's mugshot, and he's going home. Adios. This is in the back of every single live shot all day long, and they can't do anything about it. But they did it at MSNBC, Dana. They pixelated the faces. Now, we have a thing in cable television. You only blur faces of minors. They're blurring the faces of people convicted of raping minors.
Well, the Dems are still trying to find an identity. They are definitely out of ideas. So they're like, hey, let's be brave. And let's stand up to injustice and make sure that we can really, really make a stand and a good impression on the American people. So let's sit on some steps for a few hours. That'll show those Republicans. Take a look.
I miss Obama. And I miss her husband too. We didn't know how long we would be out here, and now we have passed our 6th hour with all of you. And we're not going anywhere.
Not going. I'm feeling strong. How are you feeling?
Feeling strong. What Grant said is there are but two parties in America right now, patriots and traitors.
And if we build this world from love, yada-da-da-da, yada-da-da.
Elon Musk and Neuralink is, in my opinion, absolutely a godsend of a of a company, the technology they're bringing or will be bringing to thousands and probably millions of people to absolutely change their lives for the better. And the next clip, we're going to be looking at a man that has ALS. He can't move, can't talk, can't do much of anything. But now he's able to communicate just fine with just his brain. It is amazing. Take a look.
An Arizona man living with ALS reveals himself as the third patient who received an implant from Elon Musk's brain-computer interface company, Neuralink. Brad Smith is unable to speak or move. He relies on a ventilator for breathing, and now the Neuralink allows him to communicate. Smith writes in an X post, quote, "I am typing this with my brain. It is my primary communication. Ask me anything. I will answer at least all verified users. Thank you, Elon Musk." Smith says the circular device, about the size of 5 quarters stacked together, is robotically implanted in the motor cortex of the brain. Threads placed a few millimeters into the brain collect neural firings that are decoded to control a computer's cursor and type messages. With this technology, Smith is able to narrate a video posted to X with his own voice, cloned by AI from recordings made before he got sick.
Overall, the whole Neuralink experience has been fantastic. It has improved my life so much. I am so happy to be involved in something big that will help many people.
The other 2 recipients of the Neuralink implant have spinal cord injuries. They say the device helps them play video games, chess, and learn software design. Neuralink is reportedly planning to raise about $500 million as it continues testing the implant, giving the company a valuation of roughly $8.5 billion.
And government data shows nearly 50 trials underway related to brain-computer interface technology. As competition heats up, Senate Democrats today called upon the FTC to protect American health data, warning, quote, "Data captured directly from the human brain can reveal mental health conditions, emotional states, and cognitive patterns." Neuralink did not immediately respond to a request for comment.
Well, of course, the Debbie Downer Democrats have to chime in and, oh no, there might be sensitive information that gets out or is divulged about the patient, so we need to really make sure and of course, regulate anything that Neuralink's going to be doing in the future. Now, shut up, Democrats. I don't want to hear it. Just what Elon and Neuralink is doing and will do is going to absolutely transform the lives of millions of people. And I think they're wonderful. And God bless that company. God bless Elon Musk. All right, my friends, that is it for the news. Now on to the nuts. If anybody out there can please explain what we're going to see in this next short clip, how this could happen, let me know, because I would be very interested if anybody knows how this happened. Take a look.
Отец! Ты как попал туда?
I just don't understand how somebody could put that rebar in the back of their car sticking out like that and not have a clue that it's going to absolutely wreak havoc on their drive home. Like, how stupid can you be? Jeez. Ah, these people. Again, the stupidity of some of these people in the world today just absolutely boggles my mind. I mean, out of all of the places where you could have attached that rope, you thought, hey, if I put it around my neck, I'm good to go. If I fall, I'm sweet. It's no problem. Jeez. It would have been a better choice to put it like around his ankle or something. Like, come on. Don't put it in a spot that's going to kill you if you do fall.
Pourquoi vous me cassez les couilles ici, là? Putain! J'ai dit gauche, j'habite à côté, bordel de merde! C'est quoi le couvert, là? Allez-y! Vas-y! Premier qui bouge l'encul! Premier qui bouge l'encul! Vas-y! Premier qui bouge l'encul! Premier qui bouge l'encul, je prends pas les couilles! Hey, le premier qui revient, je m'en tue! C'est pas des ridicules! Ça suffit, ça fait pas! Connard! Tu cherches pas un diable, toi aussi? Fais chier! Tous les jours, vous nous faites.
Well, I think that last guy has got the right idea. Just get right up on him and hit your exhaust. Now, it would be even better if you had like a Lamborghini or something that would potentially spit some fire out when you rev the engine, because that would be really funny. But in any case, we are done, my friends, with news and nuts. And now it's on to the liberal madness. We're jumping into that pool, so sit back, relax, and buckle up, because we're about to enter the Lib Zone.
I'm here. I'm here.
How do I reparent myself? Wow. Jeez.
But I've got you, and I won't leave you. I love you, and I'm so sorry that you're scared.
These people need
But
help.
it's okay to feel. It's safe to feel. It's safe.
Serious help.
It's
Wow.
safe to move through it.
We've hit the point of no return. There
Really?
is no coming back from what has happened in the last week. When historians 30, 40, 50 years from now look back and wonder, when did it all start? They're going to look at March and April of 2025 and say, that's when we crossed the point of no return. So what do? We take
freedom?
care of each other. Right now, you can't help everybody everywhere. So
good advice.
help the people in your circles. Get your friends' locations, check in with each other regularly, get in shape, and learn how to shoot. Which might sound dramatic, but it's better to go to an American prison for a certain kind of criminal charge than it is to be sent to a foreign concentration camp. So close your circles, keep your loved ones close, check in on each other, because you're going to be the only ones that have each other's backs.
Well, I got to be honest. I thought there for a hot minute that that guy was going to be giving some really good advice. Take care of each other, know what each other needs, and try to, be there and learn how to shoot. Get in shape. Those are all great things, great advice, in my opinion. But then, of course, he has to put that little liberal twist on it, and you know what why he's saying that. It's to basically do an uprising and cause massive violence, which would end in your incarceration. Jeez. Oh, these people.
Who wants to tell MAGA that they're not up against liberals and Dems anymore? They're up against everyone.
Oh.
Vets, boomers, Republicans, conservatives. Everyone hates you. The whole class.
No.
The whole class hates you.
No.
This is a PSA if you're anything like me and you do want to indoctrinate your kids.
What did you say? What the f did you just say?
There is a Pride Parade episode of Blue's Clues.
Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh.
I want a divorce.
Okay.
I don't want to live with MAGA people anymore.
Oh.
I don't think that this is a sustainable model for society. We are never, ever, ever going to see eye to eye about how society should operate. Period.
That is true.
I do not know what the solution to this is. But what
I think it's probably just let the MAGA and the Republicans just take over. You guys can just sit back and relax and take a nap and let this country flourish under Republican rule. But what do you have to say? Because I'm pretty sure it's a little bit different.
What I do know, is that Donald Trump is destroying the structures
of the Democrats
that glued this country together.
Yes, they're fraud.
Honestly, faster, more violently, and better than I think anyone could have ever imagined. So I think the likelihood of the United States continuing as one country is rapidly diminishing.
That could be true.
Before our eyes.
That could be true.
And maybe, in the end, this will do us a favor.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll even do the world a favor. Because I think the reality is we can't live together.
No.
We just can't.
It's tough.
And frankly, I honestly have no interest in trying to change anyone's mind.
That's the problem.
If you want to live that way, go for it. If you want to live in a completely reversed reality where no one knows how to read and no one takes any medicine and you all just kill each other over and over again with unmedicated pandemics, that's fine. I don't care what you do at all.
Serious projection. Yeah, okay.
Genuinely.
Look, I think if the United States, and I don't think this is ever going to happen, but if the United States should totally divide up into left and right, red and blue, however you want to label it, and we're completely severed in every single facet, I guarantee you within like 20 years maybe, the blue country, the blue side of the country, that new established democratic paradise, would devolve into complete chaos, and they would literally be the ones murdering each other and having no medicines and incapable of producing anything. They wouldn't be able to farm. They wouldn't be able to manufacture because they're so intelligent, and all of them are super, elite people that they have no practical skills. So, anyways, she's an idiot. Let's move on to Sisson, who just, seriously, this is supposed to be the Democrats are supposed to be the party of love and tolerance, yet they are the most intolerant people that you will ever meet. It's so sad. Let's take a look at this guy's ideological hypocrisy.
So Eagles running back Saquon Barkley was recently spotted hanging out with Donald Trump. Yesterday they had the whole day together playing golf, and then Barkley went back to the White House with Trump. And this was especially heartbreaking for me, not only as a Democrat to see, but also a Penn State fan and a former Saquon Barkley fan. I watched him all the way back in his Penn State days. Then he played at the Giants, now the Eagles, and he's a fantastic running back, but clearly he associates himself with some pretty bad people. And then he put out a statement addressing the anger and the backlash toward him for this, saying, lol, some people are really upset because I played golf and flew to the White House with the president. Maybe I just respect the office. Not a hard concept to understand.
Maybe.
Just golfed with Obama not too long ago and look forward to finishing my round with Trump. Now you get out of my mentions with all this politics and have an amazing day. And typically I wouldn't care. Like if Saquon Barkley played golf with Mitt Romney, for example, a Republican I disagree with a lot, I'd be like, sure, fine. But he's golfing with Donald Trump. This is a guy who has destroyed millions of people's lives in his first 100 days in office, cutting programs that people rely on, deporting people without due process, things like that. He's also a criminal, a convicted felon, someone who's been also found liable for assaulting women and committing extensive business fraud. It's not just some president. It's not just some politician. This guy is uniquely bad, and uniquely bad for the United States. So, sorry, this is just not going to cut it. He shouldn't be hanging out with Trump. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah, give me a break, Sisson. It's so sad that you would just, you apparently have, well, I mean, who even knows if this is the truth, but you say you followed this guy's career since he was in Penn State, and you've really enjoyed his play or whatever, and now you're just going to dump him? Because the man played a round of golf with President Trump and then had lunch or dinner or whatever. Give me a break. It's so sad. These people are so petty.
I'm a woman. I don't exactly present myself in a masculine way. I'm not exactly, this isn't a drag act or anything. This is who I am. I don't do it for the lol of it. I do it because I hate being perceived as a man.
Sure. So how do you make sure that you are a woman and you're not perceived as a man? What makes you the woman that you identify as?
Just the way I present myself. I began my transition in 2021.
Okay.
And I've been presented female ever then, so it was a change in styles mainly. I grew my hair out and things like that.
So does it come to the clothing and style of hair at the end of the day?
That's not all of what makes a woman. A woman can be anything. Sure. There are so many different ways you can present yourself, but I don't see how I particularly am portraying myself as a man to the people who may believe in systemic binaries.
So for you, you're doing as much as you can to present yourself as a woman and be a woman, so therefore you are a woman.
Because that makes me feel happy.
My advice to you, my man, because you're clearly a dude, is instead of dressing up like a woman, maybe you should go see a psychiatrist.
Men can plan on not creating unwanted pregnancies. Now that's a plan. Wow.
What?
Really? Last time I checked, men do not carry children. Women do. So
shocking.
we're just going to skip past accountability. We're going to just skip past it. We're going to skip past the fact that you allowed a man to unleash in your playground and it's his fault. You knew he didn't have any kind of protection. So we're creating unwanted babies? Or are you birthing unwanted babies? Because last time I checked, it's up to you whether or not that child is going to be born or not. So let's stick with accountability and let's place the blame where it's supposed to be and not blame others. Because though, yes, it takes two to tangle, but you're the ultimate decider in this factor.
Here's a fun fact that's about to make some people really uncomfortable. The higher your IQ, the more likely you are to be liberal. That's not my opinion, that's science. Stay with me because this is about to get really awkward for some people. Now, before the conservatives in the back start throwing tantrums, let me clarify. Am I saying every liberal is a genius and every conservative is an idiot? No, but am I saying there's a strong correlation between intelligence and left-leaning political views? Yes, and I do have the receipts. A study published in the Social Psychology Quarterly found that people with higher childhood intelligence scores were more likely to grow up to be liberals. Translation, the smarter you are as a kid, the less likely you are to fall for regressive nonsense later. Another study in Nature linked higher cognitive ability with greater openness to new experiences and change, things conservatives tend to struggle with because, well, fear of the unknown is kind of their whole brand. And let's not forget neuroscience. MRI studies show that conservatives have a larger amygdala, aka the fear center, while liberals have a more developed anterior cingulate cortex, which helps process complexity and uncertainty. Meaning one side thrives on critical thinking, the other gets spooked by drag queens and oat milk. So why does intelligence lean left? Simple. Smarter people tend to question things. They analyze, they adapt, they reject outdated systems that no longer work. Meanwhile, conservatives, their whole ideology is about clinging to the good old days. You know, back when seatbelts were optional and doctors prescribed cigarettes. It's why higher education is a liberal breeding ground, not because of some grand conspiracy, but because learning exposes you to new ideas, cultures, and facts. And once you've actually studied history, science, and human rights, it gets really hard to defend policies that sound like they were written by someone who thinks billionaires are victims and drag queens are the real threat. And before you hit the comments with, but book smart isn't everything. You know who says that? People who aren't book smart.
What kind of psychobabble BS is that? Give me, but you know what? You just keep believing that because that absolute narcissistic, arrogant attitude and way of thinking, is exactly why you guys lost. And just keep rolling with that, and just keep on losing. I'm totally fine with that. The arrogance, the audacity of these people. It's just, oh my gosh, it's unreal.
Do you know what state New York City is in?
Manhattan.
Yes, good. How many states are there total?
How many states in total? 25.
Oh gosh.
Yes, good. You're killing us. You're killing it.
She don't go to school, so.
Do you know who the current vice president is?
The current?
Yeah.
Like the vice president before?
No, the one that's right now.
Ain't it Joe Biden?
Yes. What's the biggest state?
I want to say Idaho.
Yes. How many hours are in 3 days?
Come on.
Around how many? Give me a number.
92.
92.
Yes. How many months in 2 years?
Oh, come on.
Do you know what the capital of the USA is?
Yet another prime example of why the Department of Education needs to be disbanded immediately.
My name's Corey, and
Hey,
I'm
Corey.
a Republican dating a trans woman. The current Republican views on trans people is not great. What they're trying to put into law is, I think they've just changed like the LGBTQ plus community. That's now just, I think, LGB now. They're pretty much trying to eradicate trans people, which is baffling to me. And
Dating a Republican man has made me feel angry and upset and confused. Yeah, it's been really hard. Our current president has sent me in a literal spiral. I have been in intense therapy. I don't feel safe in this country right now.
Oh gosh.
I hate that she feels scared to be who she is. Nobody should feel that way at all. We say that we stand for freedom in this country. How can we say that when we're oppressing people?
That doesn't make me gay, huh?
I date and love transgender women.
Oh, okay.
Ha! Gay! Yeah, I said it.
Okay, good. Yeah.
And I'm well aware of all the stigmas and stereotypes attached with it. I don't care, though. I don't care what the general population thinks of me.
I don't care either.
I don't
Honestly.
care for the insults that will probably be thrown at me for making this video.
Why?
I don't care if I lose relationships over this with friends or family.
You shouldn't.
Well, I do care, but if you can't stand by my side because of who I choose to love, well, then you weren't really a friend or family.
Yeah, I would totally agree with you that if somebody ditched you as a friend, or if a family member just completely cut you out because you're a guy and you're dating a guy, you're not dating a woman. I mean, let's get clear on that. You're clearly gay, or at the very least bisexual, but who cares? You know what I mean? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. As long as you don't try, creeping on kids and trying to groom somebody, just keep it in the bedroom, and we're good. I guess, honestly, nobody cares.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you
We don't care.
Women need to start charging for emotional damage.
Well, some women are already wanting to charge for their time, as it were. So
that's
this would be the next logical step, right?
My ex and I broke up.
Wow.
I told him that he owed me for wasting my time, and he sat there and he sent me an Apple Pay.
Well, that explains it. They were dating a man with no backbone, otherwise known as a simp.
If that man wasted your time, charge him for it.
Wouldn't it be easier just to advertise?
Because I guarantee you, he's probably going to pay you something.
Not if he has any sort of self-esteem. But then again, they might have a point, because the types of men that some of these women choose to date that actually think that they're going to get paid for their time don't actually want men that have self-esteem. They prefer
True.
the ones that are easily manipulated into getting to do what they want.
Yep.
Baby, we are on a biological clock. Our time is very valuable.
I would say that a man's time is just as valuable as a woman's, which leads me to my next point.
Charge that man if he doesn't marry you.
Well, if we're going to view relationships as strictly transactional, then in the spirit of equality, men better start asking for compensation for all the time, energy, and money wasted on women that aren't interested in relationships.
Wow, so she is advocating for women to become emotional whores? What? Oh my gosh, these people. Seriously, I don't understand what is happening to our society.
Yeah, because women are physically inferior, and that's the truth.
Physically inferior?
Inferior, yes.
So you're telling me that you could beat a woman's ass?
Yeah. Yeah, I could. I mean, I never would, but yeah. Well, women want equality, right, all the time. Oh, we want to be able to do everything that men can do, but why is it that all the hard manual labor jobs are dominated by men? Why is it that men control all the infrastructure points, right? Why is it that men are the garbage collectors, men are the electricians, men are the power linesmen, men are the plumbers, men are the ones that literally keep society going so that you can enjoy the first world conveniences you do? So the reality is that men make the world go round, and we civilize it to the point where you guys forgot that men really run shit, and we give you the opportunities that you have. So for you to sit there and be able to say something as ridiculous as, can you even beat me up, and you're questioning it, that goes to show how naive you are about the propensity of men to actually conduct violence. That's how civilized we are, which is obviously awesome because you're completely unaware of the savagery that men can, you know, put on a society.
Oh, I'm aware.
And
because
you're not,
because
you wouldn't have said something so ridiculous.
Women.
Yeah, it is ridiculous that that any woman would even ask whether a man could beat up a woman. I mean, it's pretty obvious. 99.9% of the time, a man can easily take a woman in a fight without even breaking a sweat, right? So, and yeah, he's also got a really good point that, you know, the women out there, they scream about equality, yet all the really tough jobs out there are pretty much done by men. There are very few women in those fields that he listed off. So, and another good point is that we are definitely living in a blessed age because for the most part, at least in America, you know, yeah, he's right. Men have the horrible capability of unleashing unfathomable violence onto society if they chose to, and fortunately we do not. So get a clue, ladies, or some of you ladies. Jeez.
Oh, you're listening to the DNC and repeating what they tell you to say. Try learning the truth. I fixed the typos for you.
Thank you.
Hi, Tim. My name's Aubrey. My children and I recently fled the state of Florida because one of my children is transgender and the other is non-binary. We are now in the state of New York. We are staying with a friend of mine. We are needing to secure a place of our own and replace the majority of our furniture that we left in Florida. So with that, I will be taking ignorant ass comments like yours and turning them into ad videos. This ad is for little ouchies. These are pain stimulation toys. And you know, when children who identify as LGBTQIA+ don't feel understood by their parents or other adults in their life, they have a tendency to self-harm. So, toys like this can be helpful because no one wants an unalived child. We just want to love our children for who they are and support them. That's all. Little ouchies. This is the mini. This one's obviously not the mini. Have a day.
Yeah, nobody wants an unalived child unless it's in the womb.
Damn!
And what are the odds that this woman has 2 kids, not just one kid that is trans, while the other one's non-binary, but 2 kids that are absolutely effed in the head right now because they don't know who they are. They've been groomed by that lady, for sure, groomed them to not believe that they are who they are and not believe that they are who God intended them to be. So shame on you, lady, Because I'm putting most of the blame on you, because I'm pretty sure I'm right. Anyways, feel sorry for those two kids.
One thing you got to remember about Gen X, if we got something to say, we going to say it in your face. Your feelings. If it come up here, it's coming out here. We ain't got no filter. We not going behind your back and talk about you. We not non-confrontational like that. We very confrontational. If you don't like what we said, we don't care. Your feelings. A fight go with it. Understand, Gen X got the 3 F's. No filter, no fear, and no feelings. Half our brain is saying be loving and nurturing. The other half is saying f them, punch them in the face. This is why most Gen X is on medication or the sticky icky. We just want to get along and be left alone. We in our own zone. We ain't gonna start no shit. But if shit comes to us, we flushing the toilet. Poking at Gen X is like poking at a bear. Don't wake him up. Just understand, every Gen Xer you know is a certified, bona fide nut job.
So we featured that guy in another video. I think it was the last video. But anyways, yeah, I agree with like 90% of what he's saying. I don't agree that Gen Xers we don't have nut jobs in our generation, and I don't think most Gen Xers are on medication. So yeah, I think it's more the baby boomers that are more prone to be on medications than Gen Xers. So anyways, but yeah, if we're gonna be nice and calm and not start anything, but if you start something and you bring it to us, we'll definitely finish it. It's funny. Go Gen X.
An example of DEI is basically your daughter, right? She decides to get a job, right? And unfortunately, it's that time of the month. She goes into the bathroom.
What?
Calm down. She goes into the bathroom and gets a tampon or a pad that's been given from the job. That is DEI. That is literally, yes. Yeah. You don't know. That's great. One part of DEI is literally giving women tampons or pads at work. Oh,
what?
Yeah, you're laughing because you don't know that.
Giving women tampons is a form of DEI.
Yes, we're laughing because you're retarded. God.
It is. You know why? Let me explain. Yeah, no. I got you. I'm about to explain to you guys. Basically what happens is, the reason why we have DEI is the fact that in a job location, right, they want to hire more people of diverse. So what these initiatives, these goals, these aspirations that they're doing is trying to bring more people in. But what you're telling me is that we are not allowed to tell people that for like onboarding in itself is also DEI. When they explain to you sexual harassment, when they do all these things, when they make it more a safer place, that is DEI. And what you're saying is that the workplace shouldn't be safe. What you're saying is that more companies should have discrimination lawsuits.
Let's get back. Let's get back. DEI is racial quotas. End of story.
Wow. I don't understand how thoughts can get put into people's heads and grow to such an extent that we hear ridiculous views like we did from that guy. Oh my gosh. Okay, my friends. I think we're all in need of a well-deserved detox. It's time for Dave's Detox. Nice. Aww. It's a nice present. Aw. Yeah, you go, girl. You stretch your stuff. What? Nice. Oh, hey, buddy. Hey, but how could you not adopt that dog? Seriously. Aww. Oh, yeah. He is a happy dog. What? Jeez. Cats. He's like, what's up? Hey, buddy. Okay, now you're creeping me out. Oh, nice. Nice jig. Aw. Those homecoming videos are always nice. Uh-oh. Nice moves. Okay, what? Oh, I couldn't trust a monkey like that.
She walks out the house, she walks into the street, she doesn't even look where she's going.
Yeah?
Bam!
Nice! All right, my friends, that wraps it up for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, got some entertainment out of it, or at least maybe laughed a little bit. That would be great. And if you did, please subscribe, like, share, slap that bell around, and tell your friends about Idle Hands, what we're doing here. You know, share the love. All right, until the next episode, know that you are loved and appreciated. And until we meet again, have a great day.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.